And finally, we have another way to create objects in SketchUp, and that is by creating 3D text. Now if you look at the tools menu, we have three options here as dimensions, text and 3D text. So all of these can create text of some sort. But the first two, dimensions and text, are for annotations. So these are for dimensioning your drawing as well as adding labels and notes to your drawings. The last one actually creates geometry, that's called 3D text. Now when I pull that up, it actually has a box. We can type text and then we also have a choice for font style and alignment. And other options like whether we want this to be filled or extruded, as well as the size of the actual object that we are creating. So we can change these values as per our requirement. So I am changing some of the values and you can see how it will create an extruded text. Now let's say we want to add a label to this house. Well, I go into 3D text. Let's go ahead and give this house a name. So we can type in the text. We can create that text in any sort of font and we can create it with any height or depth. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this filled and extruded as it is. So let's go ahead and place it. And now we can snap this to any surface and place it wherever we want. So this text is actually an object in SketchUp that we can go back and modify using modeling tools. So 3D text is just one more tool for modeling and creating objects in SketchUp. If we need to annotate our drawings, there are a couple of tools that we can use to help us. One of these is the text tool. So we can find this on the toolbar here that looks like a little box with some text in it and with an arrow, or we can go to tools, text. Now when I bring this up, it creates this little icon here with the text box icon. So all I have to do is left click on something and drag, and then it will create basically a label for whatever I have created. Now it's going to try and fill in the text box with whatever it can find, either the name of the object or dimension or something like that. But we can type over that with whatever text we want. So this time I am going to type wooden door and then click off of it. Now once I have that label in it, it will always face the camera. So this is the label that you have created in 3D. So if I orbit or go to any other view, say side view or front view, you can see how this icon always changes. If I want, I can select that and just using my move tool, I can move it wherever I want. Let's go ahead and label this staircase. So again, I am just going to hover over it, left click and drag, and let's go ahead and type in staircase. You can see we have got all of these labels now and they follow the camera in 3D. And if we want, we can select them and using the move tool, we can move them wherever we want. So when you want to annotate your drawings with text, go ahead and use the text tool. We can also annotate our drawings using the dimension tool. We can find this either in the large tool set, or if we go into tools, dimensions, it will pop up. So we hover over an object, we snap to an endpoint, left click, and then we drag until we snap to another point. Left click again, and then we drag the dimension to wherever we want. Now just like with labels, that dimension will follow the camera. Let's do this again. Click, drag all the way over here, left click, pull up, and that's the dimension. If we do this again, we can go from the top here to the bottom here, drag. Now I can select these, and if I use my move tool, I can move them up and down or in and out. Another thing we can do is right click over them, So if I select this and right click over it, I can go into a number of different options here. I can go into my entity info window, and that brings up the font as well as what tag it is on. So if I want, I could change the font or tag. If I right click over this and go to text position, you can see I can create it outside the start, outside the end, or centered. And then if I want, I can also edit the text. If I don't like what's there, I can change it to whatever I want. So this tool allows you to dimension your drawing to communicate the size of your objects to others.